The letters coming off the lobby wall this morning spell another man's name, the man who got credit for everything you built for 22 years. And the reason they're coming down is that the company is yours now. $340 million. That's what the stake nobody valued is worth today. The shares they gave the quiet man in the warehouse because paper was cheaper than salary. Every magazine story about this company has his face on it. The famous keynotes, the best-selling book about his vision. Chapter 11 is a system you invented at 2 in the morning on the back of a freight manifest. Your name appears in that book exactly once. In the acknowledgments, misspelled. Here's the strangest part of standing here, and it isn't the money. The workmen keep glancing over, waiting for you to look triumphant. And you can't. Because the man whose name is in their hands is the only person who ever saw you coming. And being seen by him is still, after everything, the thing you're proudest of. That's the wound, and the whole story lives inside it. It starts 22 years ago, at a loading dock, with a clipboard and a badge that reads number 004. 22 years ago, you are 24, working the loading dock of a 4-person home goods startup called Hearth and Harbor, hired by a founder named Cole Bishop, a man so magnetic that investors used to say they funded him just to keep getting his phone calls. You are not magnetic. You are the kid who notices the freight invoices don't match the manifests and says so. You'd grown up watching your father get passed over at the plant every single year, a man who fixed what the foreman broke and watched the foreman get the bonus. Keep your head down and your work will speak, he told you. You believed him. It will take you 2 decades to learn that work doesn't speak. Work whispers, and somebody louder always offers to translate. Cole makes you employee 004 and pays you partly in shares because the company can't afford your worth in cash. 6% paper. Your mother asks what 6% of nothing is. Everyone laughs, including you. But here's what you can do that nobody else in the building can. You can make a promise, arrive on time. While Cole is on stages telling the world Hearth and Harbor will reinvent the American home, you are in the warehouse inventing the boring machine that makes it true. The routing system, the vendor terms, the returns process. A competitor will one day try to hire you just to explain. The company grows. Cole's legend grows faster. A business magazine shoots the team photo for a cover story. The editor crops it to Cole's shoulders. The caption calls the logistics engine Bishop's masterstroke. You read it in the break room, fold the magazine, and go back to work. You never say a word. Keep that silence in mind. It's going to cost you more than money ever will. The loading dock writes its rule on you early, and it's your father's rule, corrected. Work doesn't speak. Work builds. And the man who builds quietly enough becomes the one thing no empire can fire. 8 years in, you're running operations for 200 stores, and the arrangement has hardened into an economy. Cole spends the credit. You mint it. At the annual retreat, he introduces you as the man who makes me look right. The room laughs warmly. It is the closest thing to the truth anyone will say out loud for a decade. You should leave. Recruiters call every quarter. Real titles, real money, your own name on a door. You take exactly 1 interview, sit in the parking lot afterward, and drive back to the warehouse. Priya in accounting asks why you'd stay somewhere you're invisible. You don't have clean words for it yet. Cole saw a dock kid with no degree and handed him a company's spine to hold. Everyone else offers you a job. He gave you a debt. You stay to pay it, and watch that debt closely, because the interest on it compounds in a currency you haven't noticed yet. Your 30s go into the machine. The stores hit 500. Your shares tick up with every funding round. You never sell, because selling feels like leaving early. The magazine covers keep cropping. You get very good at being the reason things work, and the last name anyone says. At your daughter's school, a teacher asks what you do. You say, I work for Cole Bishop. Notice the grammar. Nobody taught it to you. You built that sentence yourself, and you will be saying it long after it stops being true. The second rule costs 8 years to learn. Credit is a currency, and every organization runs a hidden exchange rate. The man who converts his credit to power rises fast, and the man who banks it quietly becomes the reserve the whole system secretly runs on. Then Cole finds a bigger stage to promise from. In year 15, against your written objection, the only memo you ever put your name on, he bets the company on acquiring a glamorous, money-losing furniture brand to complete the vision. The debt is enormous. The integration is yours to execute. And 18 months in, the numbers on your desk say what you already know. The acquisition is a stone, and the company that took 20 years to build is tied to it, sinking. The board calls an emergency session for a Sunday morning. You are asked to present the real numbers, with Cole sitting directly across the table, watching you decide, sentence by sentence, whose man you are. You present the numbers exactly as they are. No softening, no theater. The same flat honesty you once used about freight invoices at a loading dock. It takes 11 minutes. When you finish, nobody looks at Cole. That's the moment, though you won't understand it for years, the room deciding, silently, which man in it was load-bearing. The board unwinds the acquisition and asks Cole to step back from operations. He resigns instead, magnificent to the end, one last standing ovation in the atrium, and sells most of his stake on the way out because legends need capital for the next legend. The board offers you the chief executive's chair with a caution. They've never seen you command a room. You tell them the truth. You've been commanding the building the room sits in for 20 years. They just never traced the wires. Here's the turn in one line. For 2 decades, you thought you were storing your work in another man's name. You weren't. The name was borrowing from you. And a name that borrows and borrows against work it doesn't own is not a king, it's a customer. You take the company public 2 years later. Warehouse systems, boring and perfect, are suddenly what the market wants most. On listing day, your 6%, held for 21 years because selling felt like leaving, resolves to a number with 8 zeros, $280 million. By this morning, with the stocks run since 340. The money changes your family's arithmetic forever, and your Tuesdays not at all. You still walk the dock floor at 7. You still carry badge 004, the lanyard frayed to thread, though every door in the building opens for your face now. A new hire once asked why the CEO's badge says 4. You told him the truth, because 3 people believed before you did. But watch what happens at the shareholder dinner 8 months after the letters came off the wall. An investor's wife asks how you got your start, and you hear yourself say it. Reflex fast, warm, automatic. I was Cole Bishop's guy for 20 years. Not I built the logistics engine, not I'm the CEO. His name. Still the address you give for your own life. You catch it that night in the car and you sit with the engine off, doing inventory the way you've done it since the loading dock. The company, yours. The stake, yours. The chair, the results, the record, yours. The reflex in your mouth, his. 22 years of banking credit quietly, and the vault it all sits in still has another man's name stenciled on it, because you stenciled it there night after night, one deferential sentence at a time. Cole calls once a year on the company's anniversary. He's charming. He's proud of you, says so freely, generously, the way only a man who lost nothing that mattered to him can afford to be. You realize somewhere in the third of these calls that he has never once said the word sorry, because it has genuinely never occurred to him that anything happened. So do the full accounting here in the building with your name going up in brass. You earned more than the famous man. You outlasted him, outbuilt him, and in the end, the institution chose the wiring over the light show. The dock kid holds the company. By every number that can be printed, you won, and one thing is his forever, because you gave it to him 22 years ago and never once asked for it back. The story. In every telling, the book, the covers, the business school case, it is Cole Bishop's company that a capable man helped run. You will be a footnote in the legend of a man who was, for 15 of those years, essentially your employee and never knew it. And the deepest cut isn't that the world believes the legend, it's that some load-bearing part of you still does. He saw you first. So he named you his, and you answered to it so long the name grew into the skin. That is the servant path. The second man, the steady hand, The one the empire cannot run without, and the story runs right past. Who inherits everything except the version of events. You didn't serve because you were weak. You served because you were the strongest thing in the building, and service was the only door they left open to prove it. Here's the ledger this path leaves open for anyone keeping someone else's books tonight. Whose name is on the thing you're building? And if it isn't yours, look closely at what they're actually paying you in. Money, eventually, maybe. But the story is being written right now, and nobody edits it later for the quiet ones. 12 paths lead to money like this. One of them costs the years, one costs the people close enough to take it. This one pays out everything in full, except the credit. The next one is already here.